Yay, that's up. Okay, I'm recording. Okay, so I want to share my screen. So if anyone's logged on yet, no, they haven't, so that's all right. Ah, I've got someone. Who is this? Ah, Ross. Hi. How you going? I'm just waiting for a few more people to log on because I've got a few people that have said that they are going to log on. So I will just start sharing my screen so everyone knows that they're in the right place and you don't have to just look at my face. Okay. So can you now see my screen? I don't think you can actually. So now what I want you to do . So can you see my screen, Ross and Hannah? Is the technology working? Okay, so where are you? Okay, so does someone want to tell me if they can see my my screen, and I will get started because it is bang on 7 or bang on 6 a.m. depending on where you are. have a look. Okay. Screen. Slideshow. Okay, from the beginning. Okay. So if you have any questions, just let me know. It pops up for me, and I can have a look at them, I think, without anybody else looking at your question or knowing who to ask it. So anyway, welcome. Oh yeah, I've got a few more of you now. Welcome to my goal setting webinar. Thank you so much for taking the time. I know 7 o'clock in the UK, I can't remember what time it is in the States, so hi Jess. And 6 a.m. on a Friday is very early, but this goal setting is something that I'm really passionate about, and I wanted to get it in early, and this is the only time I can really do something, so welcome. I wanted to start with talking about, oh no, this is not moving. Here we go. I wanted to start with talking about why goals are so important, and what it is that you have to do in terms of creating the right goals or creating a specific goal to actually keep hold of it and achieve something, or stay motivated to actually achieve something, or stay motivated to continually work on it. So I think that this is a really good quote from Jim Rohn, who was a huge public speaker. There's no telling what you can do when you get inspired by them. So one of the things that I want you to do today is really be inspired and be empowered with what I'm talking to you about, and inspired to actually write your own goals. There's no telling what you can do when you believe in them. So yeah, self-belief's a massive thing, and there's no telling what will happen when you act upon them. So it's all well and good talking about them or writing them down, but I'm here today to really help you get fired up to act on your goals that you're going to write. Okay, so this is me, a little bit about me. If you don't know much about me, I know I've had a lot of new followers recently, so hopefully when I put this up, people will watch the recording of it. So I am the director of the Wellness Hall. You can see my step here. I've had it for about 1.5 years, and my motto is that I inspire, empower, and educate. So hence why I'm here today. But and this has come about from being a personal trainer, and then just wanting to go deeper into people's health and well-being, and really having a passion for that. I suppose you want to know a little bit of my goals this year. So most of my goals are based around achieving stuff professionally, but I also want to get a lot stronger this year, and that's not, as I will talk to you about, that's not a SMART goal. So my SMART goals around my personal life are to be able to do a single leg split pistol squat in the next 6 months, and it's also to run Puffing Billy as a PB, so that's under an hour. So Puffing Billy is a train race in May, so I'm working towards smashing out 14 Ks in under an hour, so that's a pretty big goal, but I'm tracking really well. And then professionally, I really want to sign 5 new online coaching clients, and that's in my next 90-day plan. So the next 3 months, I'm really working on signing new clients, hence why I'm on here talking to more people, getting out there a little bit more. So yeah, and then I want to grow my business and put a lot more of it online. So in the next 12 months, I want 50% of my revenue to be coming from online clients. So if you like what you see today, then maybe we can start working together and you can help me achieve my goal. Okay, so what I want you to take away from this mostly is how to set, is what a SMART goal is. And also, even though this is a goal setting webinar, I want you to understand that completing the goals isn't as crucial as you might think, because as in every aspect of life, things change, things evolve. So it's also, and if you've read or listened to Tony Robbins at all, you'll know that completing the goal isn't always necessary. It's about the journey, it's about the pursuit. And especially if it's very long-term goals, the short interim goals that you can tick off along the way are sometimes as important as the actual main goal. So what are SMART goals? I know I've been banging on about this for the last couple of weeks in terms of how I've promoted this webinar. So SMART goals are specific. So just like you won't, as a personal trainer, I wouldn't say to you, you wouldn't come to me and have a goal of, I want to lose weight. We'd make that more specific, how much weight, and also we'd put a value behind that. Why do you want to lose that weight? So you wouldn't come to me and say, I want to lose weight. You'd come to me and say, I want to lose 5 kgs in 3 months because I really don't fit into any of my clothes, or my doctor has told me to, or I want to get fit so that I can play with my children. And we really put a value behind it. And I'll talk about values and core beliefs a lot more in this. But that's really important that we make it really specific. And then it's measurable. So that 5 kilos, or not that you want to start running, that you want to run 10K in the next 12 months. You'll be able to know that you've reached that goal because in 12 months you've run the 10K. Achievable. So if you want to start doing something for you, and that you've decided that you want to take up yoga, and you do 1 yoga class and then you decide that you want to do a headstand. If you've never done yoga before, headstand's pretty complex. So you have to work within your means. So make sure that it's something that you're not setting yourself up to fail with. So maybe choose a different yoga pose initially. That's just a little bit of that goal. I do have lovely clients that have very huge goals when it comes to yoga. And relative. So if you look up SMART goals online, I know even in my wellness coaching, they talk about it being, the R in SMART is realistic, but I feel that really just feeds into it being achievable. So I've changed it to relative, and this comes back to making it about you, your core goals, your core values. So a lot of people this time of year will give up drinking in January, especially back in the UK or in the States, or they'll do Feb fast in February over here. Or especially over here, they'll start doing March to 5K because the sun's out. That's just a bandwagon goal that people get on because they want to get fit and healthy. If the goal doesn't align to what you want to achieve, the vision that you have for yourself, you're not going to stick to it as much. And another thing that I want you to take away from today is how to stay focused with your goals. So it has to be relative to you. That's why my goal in terms of my running is a specific race that I've run 4 times already. So it's something that I know, it's something that I can create little goals towards and tick off so that I stay focused. But I love that run and I really want to run it well. If you don't want to lose weight, but you do want to eat, more healthily, and you want to fix up your diet, then we would just create a goal for that. You want to prep your food for the next 2 weeks on a Sunday and a Wednesday, and start eating a lot more vegetables. If that's important to you, that's the goal you create. Regardless of anything else, it has to align with you. And then time, that's the time frame. You need to give it a time frame. You can't just say, I want to start eating healthy. You have to give yourself parameters to work within so that you can then link that back to it being achievable and measurable and very specific. And again, not completing the goal is okay. You can just enjoy the journey, tick little goals off along the way, and as I'll say later on, it's all about reframing, reflecting, and reevaluating. So the goal might change, but the main thing is, well, the main things are to start and to have a goal, to do something for you and to work towards something. So I'll tell you a few goals that I've already got this year. Some of them are a bit more wacky than others, and I've got a very good example of goals that we've already achieved from last year. So one of my guys wants to do a one-handed chin-up, pull-up. So he wants to do that within the next 12 months. Our first goal last year when he started training with me back in June was to do one pull-up by the end of last year, and we achieved that within 6 weeks. So he's naturally strong as well. So that was okay. But yeah, so within 12 months, we want to do a one-handed pull-up. And that also surrounds just him feeling strong and accomplished. So I think along the way we'll get him there in terms of where his head's at to do that. One of my other ladies is now working towards running a half marathon that she's already looked at to do in October. She started training with me last January, and that was one of her goals then, knowing full well that it was a huge goal, that the time frame had to be a long time frame. And so we've got little goals along the way again. So she's going to book herself in for the Mother's Day Classic and the Run Melbourne in July. And her other goals were to lose 15 kgs and exercise every day. And although she didn't exercise every day last year, she is still exercising now. So I'll come back to, well, that's why goals can just be life-changing even by doing in a bit. And then I had one more lady who broke her ankle last year, the year before. She's got a very hectic life and a little boy and a family home to keep running. And so she wanted to carve out some time where she managed to get her 10,000 steps up every day. And in doing that, again, I'll go back to this, she has done that and she did tick that goal off. She's got an Apple Watch and she gets her movement rings closed every day. So she's now working towards different goals, but that was a small goal that she started completing, and it's then fed into other bigger goals. So what I'm trying to get at is that people's big visions sometimes are enough to make little positive things happen. So what to do with your own goals once you do start writing them, or once you've finished this webinar and setting goals doesn't seem as hocus pocus to you. See them as a positive to changing your life. So just a positive focus for you. And I want you to reflect and reevaluate them regularly, so that this all feeds into staying focused on them. Because reflecting and reevaluating helps you to keep going with them. All right. And then I'm just checking the time. Yep, I'm babbling a little bit more than I did in my practice, but that's okay. If you do need to go, remember this is being recorded, so you can jump back on and watch the rest later. Make them fun and ensure that they are yours. And this comes from them being relative to you, and keeping them as fun as possible means that you are actually going to stick to them and want to revisit them and want to reflect on them and reevaluate them. And as I said, it's all about that journey. Enjoy the journey. And you might not get to the end because you might have changed it, but if you're making it fun, you will enjoy the journey. And this is something that Tony Robbins talks about, is creating a goal that gives you something and doesn't take something away. So goals should build. Goals should develop positive emotions. We don't want them to bring any negativity about. So as he says down here, I've got setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible. So goals should create a vision, should create a something in the future that's better than before. And it's not a vision where you don't have something, it's where something's more enriched. So unless you're quitting smoking, you can't, there's nothing you can put in there. But yeah, if you're trying to lose weight, it's not, don't think about, I'm going to lose 5K by cutting out carbohydrates. Don't do that. It's, I want to lose 5K in 3 months. And I'm going to do this because I don't like the way I feel in the mornings and I'm really lethargic. And I'm going to do this by eating more vegetables and looking at portion controls. Reframe it. Positive. Always positive. Okay, so how to stay focused on what you want. And this is, maybe don't even call it a goal. It's what you want. It comes from within. It's not what your partner wants. It's not what your parents want. It's not what everyone else is doing. It's about what you want. So you create your vision. What is your life going to be like? And if you listen to me on social media, if you are coached by me, now you know that it's all about you, that one-on-one. Let's delve into you. What's your ideal life like? Even if you're a mum, what is your ideal life like? And then reflect regularly. Keep going back to them. How am I traveling? Is this still achievable? If it's not, reframe it. Share your goals. Like me, I've just put it out on the internet, but tell people, or even create a common goal with someone, so that people know, so that people are interested. So that keeps you focused and motivated. It keeps it in the forefront of your mind. Have them up somewhere where you look at every day. Put them on your fridge, put them on your bathroom mirror, put them in your diary. Just put them somewhere where you are going to constantly read them. And then if you do stop reading them on your fridge, or you do stop reading them in your bathroom, move them. Rewrite them, reevaluate, and then move them so that they again become fresh. And as I said, make them true to your deepest core values. Has to come from you. And I'm a sucker for good stationery. So I would say go out today, buy yourself a goals journal. One of my beautiful ladies bought me a beautiful journal for Christmas. So mine are all written down there. Brainstorm. Write down 20 things that you believe in. That's actually really hard. And then write down 10 things that you value most. And then create goals from those things. And then you'll get things that are really, really valuable to you. And you'll be able to understand why it's so important to you, because you just brainstormed and just brain dumped on a piece of paper or in a nice book, and it'll add value to what you're writing. Okay, so I don't think I've really talked about this too much yet. but it's something that I firmly believe in. For goal setting can be life-changing. It's all about you, right? Working towards your goal helps you to stay positive. Physical goals can improve your health. No brainer. My lady who is running a half marathon this year, working towards those goals and coming in to see me twice a week in the gym and getting into the gym herself most days, she's been able to become a lot more nimble. When I first started training with her, she couldn't do a walkout in her warm-up. It was so hard to get up off the floor. Now she sits down with her dogs in the middle of her living room and she just gets up, poof, like that. That's an incidental, life-changing outcome from working towards other goals. So, as I say, achieving that goal is not always necessary. It's the pursuit of it and what comes out of doing things for you. And having a physical goal and improving your health in any aspect of your health is always a winner. A common goal can improve or strengthen a relationship. So if you have a goal with your partner, if that is to cook more, meal prep, I mean, anyone who's cooked with someone else in the kitchen knows that that's really fun. Or running with a friend. If you and your friends used to go out and have a drink, and that's how you used to catch up. Maybe walking or starting running together would improve your relationship, and then incidentally you would both get a lot fitter. So that's a good common goal is always a good one. And goals help you grow as a person, because you don't achieve all goals, and that's something you need to take away from today. And sometimes I don't like the word failure, but sometimes mistakes are made and things don't work out. You grow from that. If you don't set things, if you don't set targets and they don't kind of work out, you don't have the ability to reflect back on it and look at how things can be done differently. So goals help you grow. They've definitely helped me grow in the last 3 years. So that's a real big thing. That's something that should stay with you as well from today. And then also helping others with their goals gives you a great sense of meaning. I have the best job in the world. I help people achieve their goals all the time. So I feel sometimes selfish in doing what I do, because I just love helping people smash their own goals. So try it. Helping others, it changes your brain chemistry. It changes just how you view the world and how you view yourself. So that's always a good one as well. And they don't have to be big. One of my goals last year was to walk 10,000 steps, and actually that is fairly hard to do if you don't have a lot of time, but once you get in a routine of it, it's actually really fun, and you then just notice the difference in your own persona, your strength, your aerobic capacity. So yeah, it's actually a really good one. I've got a few people that have got this goal this year. 8 night once a month. I've got a few of you on here that would like that goal. So again, just to improve your relationship, just to take some time for both of you. Read the newspaper for 10 minutes each day. That would help you grow as a person. That would make you conversationally a better person to dip into just everyday conversation with people. If one of your goals is to see yourself differently in the next 6 months and have less negative self-talk, one of the really good ones to do this is to write down 3 things that you're grateful for every day. It's amazing how much this changes your mindset. And drink 2 litres of water a day. We all know that is optimal for your health. So even doing that one. It's a small one, but it's a good one. And yeah, so if your goal is to start running and you want to be running, I don't know, 5K in 6 months because you've never run before, maybe your first little goal is to, by Easter, be running 2 blocks without stopping or feeling like you're going to fall over. They don't have to be big. Your running distance doesn't have to be big. You just have to start. It's just about starting and doing something for you. So again, I just want you to understand that hopefully I've got that through to you, that goals can be life-changing, and not the achieving of the whole thing, but creating that vision and having fun along the way and doing something for you can really be life-changing, and the incidental goals that you get along the way can really change your life as well, and they can add value to your everyday. So if you are writing gratitude every day, if you are doing 10,000 steps, that's mentally and physically value to your everyday. They can help you through difficult times because they give you something to work towards. If work's not that great, but you're really working on your relationship at home by, I don't know, going out for a walk together or cooking together, it makes other things in your life not seem so tough. And they can connect you with others. If you are having a common goal, if you have joined a gym to get fitter or run a marathon, you'll connect with other people. You might find new friends there. You might find a new partner. Who knows? So joining a gym is always good, or a running club. And I'm running this webinar in January because everyone talks about goals and resolutions. But you don't have to start now if it's all a little bit overwhelming or work's a bit crazy or anything like that. But just understand that you can create a goal whenever you want. It's never too late to change a pattern or start something new. So if you're inspired to do something, if you're empowered to do something now, all well and good. If you're inspired to do something but you just can't get there right now, then that's okay too. You don't have to start in January. I just really love this quote because it talks about our purpose being a gift. And so I want to say to you that setting a goal is a gift that you can give yourself. So I really want that to resonate with you, and think of every, I talk about stress and how you can turn that into an opportunity. I want you to think about setting goals, looking at your vision, setting your goals, and thinking of that as your gift to yourself and the opportunities that you can create and the fun that you can have along the way. So read that and really just hopefully that sinks in, and think about on this Friday morning what gift you can give yourself, your future self, and make your future self grateful. Fear is good. Now, I promised that I wouldn't talk about working outside of your comfort zone too much, and if it doesn't scare you, it's not big enough, and all of the corny stuff around goal setting sometimes. Fear is good sometimes. I mean, if you have that vision of what you want your life to be like, and you set your goals, and you can then live with that idea of what life isn't like if you don't start working towards that goal. So having that little bit of fear of nothing changing if nothing changes is good, because it helps you stay focused and stay motivated in 3 months' time to actually carry on working towards your goal. So fear is good. I've got more people. So don't be afraid to be afraid of your goal. Just know that it has to be, the big ones have to be a long-term goal, and I'll talk about timeframes. So when you have your vision, that might scare you a little bit, that's okay. you then have to put parameters in and set smaller goals so that you can stay focused and stay motivated. So your immediate goals is something that you can do now, and in your nice, beautiful goals journal, what you can write little things down that you can tick off quite easily. So if you are running a half marathon in 12 months, then maybe you're just going to start walking every day initially. So even if that's just round the block, just that habit of getting out keeps you motivated. Then short-term goals. So maybe you sign up for a smaller event in 6 months, but it's something to work towards where the vision is so far away still. And then your long-term goals are the ones that you revisit and you reevaluate and you reflect. Now, you might start training for that half marathon or marathon, and you might actually injure yourself, or you think, actually, this isn't what I want to do, but I do like the idea of exercising. So you might change your fitness goal completely. You will still keep getting fit or staying fit. So the long-term visions are the ones that could be changed, but the immediate, the short-term ones are ones that you need to start ticking off so that you can work towards the bigger ones. I hope that makes sense. I think I articulated it a lot better in my practice ones, but I think you get the gist. So I'm assuming because I'm babbling on about goals, you'd like to know what I do. I know a few of you know that I write a lot of to-do lists. I'm sure a few of you will be rolling your eyes at the amount of to-do lists that I write. I write a to-do list every day. How are they going to help me with my goals so that it's an everyday reminder that I've got things to do? And then I make priorities. I've actually got a little pad from Kikki K, because as I said, I love my stationery, and that gives me my top 3 priorities of the day, and it tells me what I need to do tomorrow, and it also lets me write down what I'm grateful for. I write things down and I reevaluate, I revisit, I tick off. It's a habit now, and I don't put things I don't stick things up because I've got them in my beautiful stationery. And I talk to my friends, and I talk to social media about my goals. So they're out there. So the more you talk about them, the more they become real in your own head. So keep talking. And I understand my own values and drivers. What drives me? What do I value the most? One of my biggest values is adding value to you, and that means that I have to be the best version of me I can be for you. So I sit here and talk about fitness and movement and healthy eating and healthy habits, and so it's really important to me to practice what I preach. A lot of you hear me say that line a lot, so that's really important that I'm never hypocritical. So I'm here doing my thing and doing as I say and as I do. And so yeah, they're the things that I do every day. I do them. They're a constant, and I'm constantly working towards my goals. And I have beautiful stationery. Go out and buy your own stationery. So what's the time? Yep, I said half an hour. I'm nearly there, I promise. Yeah, I've still got a few of you. So from this, I do have a goal setting fact sheet. So if you want that, please send me an email, and I will email that out to you. To start with, you need to create your vision and start there when writing your goals. Remember that it's not about the destination, that it is about your journey. Ensure that your goals are smart, so specific, and put a meaning behind that goal. Why is this important to you? Make it measurable. So put a number or a distance or a time on it. Achievable. You won't be able to do a headstand in yoga if you've only just taken it up, unless you're really sort of just naturally strong. But it would be a hard one. So maybe choose a different yoga pose. Relative, it has to be relative to you. It has to come from you. It has to come from your core. And time frame. You have to put a time frame on it so that you can measure it. That makes it more specific, right? And understand your own values and purpose for life. Create something and share it with people, or get people involved in a common goal. It's always fun doing things with others. So tell people about your goals, write them down, share them, and go from there. As I've said, buy a beautiful piece of stationery. Record, read, reflect, and reevaluate. It's okay to change your goals. It's okay to reflect and go, no, that's not achievable, or that's not what I want to do now in 6 months' time. But carry on, create another one. Dream big, but make smart goals. Make them huge, but then make them small. Oh, I love this Roald Dahl quote, and it's just in there just to make you laugh, really. So everyone should have good thoughts all the time, and I believe that having goals that you're working towards creates a more positive view. So hopefully you have better thoughts. Now you can maybe help me achieve my goal. I am here to help you. This is why this webinar is free, and why it will go up on the internet and be available to anyone. As I said, I'm giving away a free goal setting fact sheet, but I'm also here to say to you that I'm now offering a 30-minute wellbeing wake-up coaching call. A lot of people don't know what coaching involves, or don't think that they would like it. So I'm giving people the opportunity to try it out for free. So in that 30-minute session, we'll talk about you and what your well-being looks like, and maybe what you want it, how different you want it to look, and we'll draw some things out and make you a little plan of how you can feel better. So if you are interested in doing that with me, please do get in touch, email me, or contact me through my Instagram. I'd love to hear from you, and it would be good that if then you can see how good coaching is, that you wanted to take up one-on-one coaching. If you've liked hearing what I've got to say, listen to me babble on and laughed at my jokes, and you do want to actually start coaching with me, one-on-one, online or face-to-face, I do offer health and wellness coaching, or just generally nutrition coaching, and I am a personal trainer as well. So if you wanted to do any of that, please do get in touch, and we can go from there, and maybe one of you can help me achieve my goal with signing 5 new clients. So, it's a win-win, really. Again, thank you so much for joining in to this webinar today. I know it was very early for you people in Melbourne. I know with a lot of my mums over in the UK, it's bath time and stuff like that. So I'm really grateful for you to you for all tuning in. If you're listening to it on the recording, I hope you've enjoyed it too. Okay, happy Friday. I know it's not Friday in the UK, but have a good weekend, everyone. Much love. Thanks.